Welcome to today's tea. I'm your host, Loretta Rose. We have a very special guest on today's show. She is a mother, a wife, a motivator, a life coach. She is an ambassador of Christ, and she's going to inspire you. Also, she's going to share with you a wonderful event that is coming to the Tri-City area, and it is free. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with some music by Dietrich Haddon. We're going to do a double play by him. Stay tuned. We're going to open up with Open Door Season by Dietrich Haddon. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to today's show. I am so excited. We have Fancy. Fancy is fancy. And ladies and gentlemen, as I promised, she's going to inspire you. She's going to encourage you. She's going to motivate you. Oh, she's going to lift you up. So please share it. Let your friends and family know to tune in to today's show because you are going to be blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure to introduce Mrs. Lawdawnda Hughley, as known as Fancy. Welcome to today's show.
Thank you. Welcome. I feel welcome.
Looking like your daughter. Or your daughter looking like you.
Right.
Welcome to today's show. I am so excited that you're on. You are, first of all, just so well loved.
Thank you.
And you're such a giver in the community. Fancy, where did the name Fancy come from? And help the people to know about what is Fancy.
Okay, so I first came across the name Fancy when I got my hair done. I would always say, oh, I look so fancy. Mm-hmm. And so it became like a catch name for my beautician. And so every time I would come, they would call me Fancy. Didn't know that it was a greater purpose for that name.
Wow, mm-hmm. Wow. Now, Lafawnda Hughley is mother.
Yes.
Married.
Yes.
Her husband is a musician.
Yes.
And ministry has been a part of your life for all your
life. Yes.
Because I've known you, probably you were a teenager since then, or younger?
Yeah, younger. I think 12 years old.
Wow. Yeah. And ministry, like I said, you have been in this vein for a very long time.
Yes.
And to see how you are sharing with others and lifting them up.
Yes.
That says so much. I mean, what keeps you motivated to just pour into others? You're so selfless.
Well, because I have a passion for people and I got an understanding that we experience things in life, not just for ourselves, but to share them with others. So over time, as I've grown and I watch, my grandmother and other people just give and pour into others, I saw the blessing and the rewards that came from that. And they actually walked in their purpose and shared their stories, and people were blessed by their testimonies. So just growing up and seeing that just inspired me to do the same.
Oh, wow.
So that's what makes it easy.
And you're doing it. You are so loving. I have never seen you. You know how some people may say they're having a bad day and it looked like it? Mm-hmm. You've always having that smile, always encouraging others. We all have our moments,
right.
But girl, how do you do it?
Like I said, when you watch great examples, it exemplifies so much strength in the midst of what they're going through. You understand that what you experience is not about you. Mm-hmm. So I'm tested. I go through things. I have 5 kids. I've been married 21 years. I lost my mother and mother-in-law January of 2019. And I gained so much strength in understanding my purpose and knowing that I can live with the memories that they gave and poured into me. So in the midst of that, I can continue to smile just like any other time because I know that I'm able to now tell somebody else that's motherless that you can make it. You don't have to give up, and so I just think life experiences cause me to continue to smile in spite of.
Oh, wow. I hope you heard that. She said you can make it.
Right.
You don't have to give up. Stay tuned. We're going to come back and talk about Fancy, the event that's coming, because it's free. You got to let everyone know. We're going to go into some more music. This is Awesome God. And as you continue to watch today's show, you're going to see how awesome God is.
Yes.
This is Awesome God by Pastor Charles Jenkins in Fellowship, Chicago. Stay tuned. Enjoy the music. Welcome back. We're talking to Fancy, and she's going to share with the community about the Fancy. I call it a movement because you will move from one place, one state to another. Your elevation takes place at your Fancy Fest.
Yes.
I love it. Oh my goodness. I will share my experience a little later. But Fancy, what initiated this movement?
So like I said, I've been married for 21 years, and I know a lot of my family, church members look to me as the person to always be strong. Mm-hmm. And so I said, well, who do I go to if I need some encouragement? Or how do I, because a lot of times we hide behind how we're feeling mm-hmm. and can't really express ourselves, so we find other outlets. Mm-hmm. And so it shouldn't be that way. Yes. So as I began to work on my job, I would come across people in positions and realize like they go through everyday life situations too. Mm-hmm. It's not about what they have, it's not about where they live, but they experience stuff too. But who thinks to encourage those who don't look like they need encouragement? So I was sitting in my car one day and God just brought it to me, create an event that will inspire people from every walk of life. And then I noticed that when I would go places, whether it's a song I would hear, maybe somebody random on the street that would say something to me, and it would just really encourage me, and I said, wow, I would want to create an event that will inspire people from every walk of life to share their stories, to share their experiences. No matter who you are, we all have things that we encounter. Absolutely. So with that, I just began to listen to God. And God gave me Fancy Fest, finding a new confident you, meaning that you are okay with whatever you have experienced. And it's not anything to hide, but to help somebody else. And so that's how it came about in 2014.
In 2014. So Fancy, the acronym for Fancy, again, let them know.
It's finding a new confident you.
Woo!
Not the you that everybody wants to see or you think will make everybody else feel good, but when you truly walk into who you are and understand who you are, that's what Fancy is all about.
Oh, wow. That's why I said it's a movement, because you're going to go one way and you're going to come out another way.
Definitely.
And this is 6th annual?
This is the 6th year because God gave it to me in 2014 and I hosted the first one in 2015. And even myself, when God gave it to me, a lot of times we don't realize that we are the first partakers of what we project out. We want to give advice, we want to tell people things, but when you're in that situation where you got to make it, can you make it? So it's easy to say. And so even with Fancy Fest over the years, I have grown myself. And so I understand that everything that we go through is not just about us, but it's for us to learn from too.
Absolutely.
And so I can say that too.
I love it. Now, those that are watching, that people probably wanted to know, who can attend?
Anybody can attend. This event is for men, women, boys, and girls. So you don't have to leave your kids at home, because we don't realize that a lot of our kids are experiencing things that they may not want to share.
Absolutely.
And I would hope that something at Fancy Fest will spark that conversation for your teenager, for your husband, for that wife, for that person who is debating about their sexuality, for that person that's just going through. So all are welcome. It's a positive atmosphere that seeks to just allow people to be who they were created to be and understand that.
Wow. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
And I love it. It's very diverse. It's no judgment. I love it. Fancy, I got to ask you, how do you manage to do this? And it's free.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like all of us, and it's not just me in our city that promotes positivity. When you walk in your purpose, and this is what I hope that people gain when they attend Fancy Fest, understanding your purpose, understanding who you are, and when you walk in that, everything comes. Provision is made. Yes. But it's so important that we don't second guess ourselves, but we trust that God has given us the plan and idea and the vision that's going to be a blessing to others. And I think with that, God always makes provision. And I go in a lot of times not even knowing, but I'm just obedient. And when I say he shows himself every time, just like I said last January when my mom died and Fancy Fest was in February, I'm like, how do I go on? How do I gain the strength? Okay, the building is paid for, all this is paid for, but I needed something to just, encourage me.
Absolutely.
Because I'm broken. How can I encourage somebody else? But in the midst of it, God showed me, and like I said, I had to take in the same thing I was projecting out. Find that new confident you, because with this experience is some type of growth that you have to develop as an individual. And so he always makes provision if you are obedient, and you don't have to worry about nothing.
Oh, wow. I hope you all are getting that, because she's not only she's sharing about the event, but she's on here ministering as well today. That's the life coach in you.
Yes.
You're a pusher. You encourage people.
Right.
And I love that men, because when I attended, men were there as well.
Right.
And it is a It's an experience.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Yes.
Well, we're going to go into some more music. We're getting ready to go into Mary, Mary, Go Get It.
Go get it.
I hope you come and have this experience and go get what belongs to you. You're watching it here on cable TV. Welcome back to today's show. We are talking to Fancy, and she is sharing with the community about the Fancy Fest. This is 2020, and it is going to blow your mind. Fancy.
Yes.
Girl, I love this. Now, I went when you were in Columbus, because Fancy Fest travels also.
Yes.
But she's back in Columbus this year. When I went, Latrice Ryans was there.
Amazing.
And we're going to have some images so that those that have never had this experience will kind of see what's happening there.
Right.
Latrice Ryans,
Yes.
she blew the roof.
Yes.
She blew the roof. And this year, who's the special guest?
The special guest is actually Evangelist Latrice Ryan's pastor, Pastor Stephen Brown from Logic in Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
And he's also the chaplain for the Memphis Grizzlies. So just used to empowering and encouraging individuals. And I feel like the Tri-City area needed someone to bring that here.
Good.
Yes.
That's good. You all have to share this because you don't want to miss this. Again, like I said, when I was there with Latrice Ryans, oh my Lord, I can literally say my life was transformed.
Right.
But that's what happened when the power of God is there.
Right.
And when it comes through like that, it penetrates. And I was totally blessed. I took my best friend with me.
Oh, wow.
I took my best friend. And we had a wonderful time.
Yes.
We were so blessed. So I love the fact that it's here. It's going to be at the Columbus Convention and Trade Center.
Yes.
It's on a Friday night. Tell everybody what time.
It starts at 7:30 p.m. And so it's in the dining gallery on the second level. Yes.
Very nice facility.
Yes.
And again, this is free. You know what? And I want to encourage those that are watching. If you know of group homes, get the young people,
Yes.
get ladies that are in group homes and facilities as well.
Right.
Bring them out.
Right.
This is a time to be blessed.
It
Get
is.
young men, bring them out. Ministers, bring your youth out.
Right.
Give them. This is a safe haven, and it is a no judgment zone. And I'm telling you, I promise you, the power of God is just going to be an explosive experience.
Yes.
So help us to know about some of your reviews and testimonials since having
I've had
Fancy.
some people that inboxed me and told me that they were able to walk forth in their purpose, because what I realize is that it takes everybody. I feel like we all are uniquely and divinely created for purpose. So that means you can touch somebody, I can touch somebody, but it takes all of us. So I'm not the only person, but I'm obedient in my purpose. And so people have told me that they were able to walk in their purpose, start their conferences because they have attended, maybe be able to start a conversation with their husband or their children because of something they heard at Fancy Fest. And even one lady brought her son, and the next thing I know, he was up with his hand raised at the altar. And so I was like, you never know what people are going through. And so I've heard some great testimony and feedback from just people who have attended and about a life-changing experience.
Wow.
And I realized that, they're needed just like I'm needed. I'm not the only one. So why not come together to bring some positivity to our city with everything that's happening now in a world where negativity is free? Why not shed some light on some positivity?
Absolutely. I love it. And throughout the show, you're going to see some images to help people to understand, to kind of get the essence of this wonderful event. And I call it a movement.
Yes.
You are so selfless, so giving. And I want you to help someone that's probably watching.
Okay.
They haven't found that purpose.
Right.
But it is. They are here. They're destined with purpose.
Right.
I want you to help encourage someone that it is there, regardless of your circumstances, your situation, or the way it looked, or the smoke screen that seems to cloud your vision. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to encourage someone to let them know that you can make it, you can take it, and you can shake it through any situation that you face. When you have an understanding that your experiences is for your purpose. Everything that you have experienced is for you to share with somebody else. You may be on page 7 of your novel. Somebody else may be on page 10. You can gain something from them, and they can gain something from you, because we all are going to face some difficult situations. Absolutely. But it's how do you respond when those times come? But you can make it. You have to make sure you set your mind on God. Acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He'll direct your path. The important thing is to listen and hear God. Listen to that inner voice that's on the inside of you that will confirm that you are doing exactly what you're supposed to do. But I think it's when we worry about what other people think that gets us. Don't second guess yourself. If God brought you to it, then He'll bring you through it, and it's for a purpose. And so I just want to encourage somebody just to understand who they are. And if you don't know, just take time to be quiet and be still and just ask God and acknowledge Him. What is it that you want me to do? He will speak to you if you let Him.
Absolutely.
But we find ourselves so busy-bodied and trying to conform to make everybody else happy.
Absolutely.
And I can only say this because that's how I was. But now that I know who I am, I know I'm
Woo!
great. And I know I'm not great alone. There are other great people out here, because it takes all of us great people to make some changes in our community.
Absolutely.
And to be effective.
I love how you just said that. I know who I am. I can see the boldness.
Right.
Because you know who you are.
I know who I am.
And no matter what someone else say or think of you or expect of you, you know who you are.
I know who I am.
I love that.
And that feels good. It's freedom.
That feels good.
And I want somebody else to feel the same way.
Yes.
Because that very person may have to encourage my children.
Yes.
They may have to encourage my sister. You know, so it's important that we all walk in our purpose, because we never know who we can help along the way.
And that's what I love about you, because that's what you wish for so many.
Right.
That's why you host this event.
That's why I host it.
And again, I cannot stress it enough. It is FREE, free.
Yes.
Where do you go and get, this is like a conference, oh my goodness.
It's so many things. You experience a lot of stuff.
So much. I cannot even begin to explain all that you will receive. Now, for those that are watching, people probably, like want to know how you continue, because not only that, you recognize people from the community. Tell us about the 3 people.
So the thing about it, oftentimes we overlook people who take care of their family members, people who do things that are not, the light is not shined upon them so much. You know, we award people for graduations and for getting degrees and for, but so at Fancy Fest, I recognize ordinary people that are doing great things, that are walking in their purpose. So I always surprise 3 people, and it's who God lays on my heart, because there's so many people I could choose, but that goes to listening to God again. And as I prepare for Fancy Fest, He always speaks to me, not all at once, but at different times. And it's so amazing that when I reach out to the people to connect, they be like, oh my God, they need that. And so it's just been such a blessing to me to be able to recognize people, to surprise them, because they don't even know. To surprise them and let them know that you are exactly, and you exemplify what Fancy Fest is. Finding a new confident you, to look beyond yourself and realize that what you have experienced, will be a blessing to others.
Absolutely. I love it. We are going to go into some more music, and Fancy is just blessing us. I want you to share it with your families, your friends, co-workers, girls' night, guys' night, teens' night. It's a family affair. The entire family can be blessed, but I want the entire community to be blessed. Stay tuned. We're going to go into this one, Nobody Greater, by Vashawn Mitchell.
Nobody greater?
Nobody greater. You better hold tight. Stay tuned. You're watching here on Today's Tea. Welcome back. And you just heard I Need You by Donnie McClurkin.
I need you. Gotta have them.
You gotta have them.
Gotta have them.
Gotta have them. Well, Lafawnda, you mentioned something while we were in the break, and I said we gotta reiterate this. About you wanting your city. You are from Columbus.
Yes.
You want your city to be able to come out and enjoy this experience, because it's promoting positivity.
Promoting positivity, because there's so much negativity that goes on, but there's so much positivity that goes on in our city as well. But I would love for my city to come and enjoy something that's so positive, that's going to pour into their lives, that may change the very situation they're going through. A lot of people have suffered loss. A lot of people have lost jobs, different changes in the city. And so I wanted to bring it back to the city, because I actually took it to Albany, Georgia on last year, where the people were so appreciative. And just to be able to draw people in a different place, you know, this year when God brought me back to Columbus, I said, okay, this is an encore. Where they missed it before, when I've done it year after year, this is an opportunity now for my city once again to invite somebody who they feel can benefit from it. You know, you talk about your friend who's going through, bring them to something positive that's going to encourage them. We can dance, we can party, we can do all this stuff together, but why not come together for something that's going to feed their soul? That's the point. The soul, you know, to make a difference. And it may be something that night that may change someone's life.
Absolutely. And you know, when I was thinking about you, it's funny you just said that. When I was thinking about you and what can I say about you? It's so many great things I can say about you. When I mention about you, an ambassador of Christ, but you are a soul advocate.
Oh, wow. That's
You
good.
are a soul advocate because people's soul, it's dear to your heart.
It is.
And I don't think people realize that. And what I love about you, and that's why we have a very strong connection, is because you care about people.
Right.
You love people.
Right, because we need people. You know, this is my purpose, but someone else has a purpose as well.
Absolutely.
And just like I said, it takes all of us. You walking in your purpose may change my child's life. You know what I'm saying? I have 5 kids in this community. Absolutely. I have a daughter that's going to come back here and teach in this community. And I don't know who she's going to come across. So it's so important that we empower individuals to understand who they are and know their purpose, because it may be them that help my child get to the next level, that may help my sister or my brother get to the next level. So it's not about one individual. And I know that this is just me being obedient. It's not for my self-gain, but it's just to encourage somebody else to take that stand and walk and be who they are. And so I'm glad that God allows me to have this event for free, because, you know, just come as you are. If you know somebody that can benefit from this event, you definitely want to tell them to be in the place.
Absolutely. And I don't care what walk of life. I don't care if you have messed up and you wanted to. This is the place for you to be. I have seen people literally delivered. I love it.
I love it. And that's what the event is all about. And it, like I was telling you during the break, when you have people that's reaching out to you from different places that can understand the quality and the benefit from attending. Like I said, a lady reached out to me from Birmingham and she said, I'm traveling down to Fansville. I don't know this lady. I have never met her. And so for, you know, that lets me know that I'm being obedient, but I just wish that my city
I hear you.
could promote and embrace positivity, not just for me, but for everybody that's doing something positive, because we all can make a difference in our city. You know, we talk about change. We talk about want to see sitting behind a desk or sitting in a group and having a discussion. But what about impacting the lives of individuals hands-on?
Hands-on.
Oh, we want to see a change with our youth. We want to see this, but we're saying it in a place where we're not reaching them.
I hear you.
We want to be seen. We want to, let's have this visual, let's do this. But are we really touching the lives? And my job affords me the opportunity to actually go in places where I see people actually touching lives.
Praise God.
Not to be seen.
Absolutely.
Just like Fans Fest. Fans Fest is not about me, but it's to motivate and encourage people to walk in their purpose. Because that's what our city needs, some positivity.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's life transforming as well. And you are right. And I hope people, I hear your heart.
Right.
I hear exactly what you're saying. We are the change we want to see.
That's right.
Let's do our part.
Right.
One person can't change. There's a saying I saw that one person can't change the world, but we all, if we all do our part, that's how we make the change.
This explains exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're doing your part. I want to do my part, but we all have a part.
Right.
And I encourage those that are listening or watching, seek your purpose if you don't know what it is.
That's right.
Because that place is a place that is beyond your greatest imagination.
Right. and it can be a blessing to so many people.
Absolutely.
Because I learn from people every day. And so I know that, all of us have a purpose. I learn from people every day, and I admire some people who go forth and do some great things in our community. And I'm like, wow, it's such a blessing. And then even when I look back at the pictures of Fancy Fest, some things I don't see until I see a picture. And to see people holding hands and embracing and crying out to God, that stuff I didn't see while the program was going on.
Exactly.
And when I go back and look, from the back and they taking a picture, I'm like, wow, people are actually embracing and fellowshipping with each other that don't even know each other.
Absolutely.
Making connections that are authentic, and everybody's here trying to get a breakthrough and be free.
Absolutely.
And so that's what the event is about, but you don't really know what it's about until you attend.
Exactly. And then I have seen, because there are a lot of people broken.
Yes.
But they may not look like it from the outside.
Oh, right.
You may not look the way you feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I was there, I saw people that were broken.
Yes.
That received a powerful word, and then, because I remember somebody around me and I just loved on it, and I was like, sis, God bless you.
Right.
I was rejoicing with her.
Right.
Didn't know what she had been going through.
Right.
But I was rejoicing with her because she experienced what freedom was.
Wow.
She had an experience, and I was like, oh my God. But I walked away inspired, and I was like, Lord God, there is so much more that you want to do with this.
Right.
There is so much more.
Right.
You're missing out when you don't tap into it.
Right.
Wow. Fancy.
And so just to hear you say that, that's exactly like I said, when I go back and look at the pictures, and it's so crazy. I never really get video footage because it's not so much about capturing the event than it is like making sure everybody gain purpose from attending. And so that's why I said it's important. If you don't want to attend, if you don't think you can benefit from it, maybe it's somebody in your family, maybe it's somebody that you can work with, that you can say, hey, it's a free event on a Friday night. We'll invite people to everything, but here's something positive that you can invite them to that may change their lives.
Absolutely. Well, you've heard her. Tri-City, Columbus, Fort Benning, Phoenix City, East Alabama, Tri-City area, and those LaGrange, all of you, you're welcome. You're welcome to come. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how you can get tickets, how you can be a part of this wonderful event, because you do not want to miss it. And again, I said it is FREE.
Yes.
We're going to go into another song. This one is Spirit Breakout by William McDowell, featuring Trinity Anderson. Spirit breakout. You're going to have a breakout. You're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to realize that you are an overcomer when you attend Fancy Fest. Stay tuned. You're watching Today's Tea here on Cable TV. Welcome back. We are about to wrap up today's show. We have enjoyed having Fancy Lawdawnda Hughley, and she's inviting the community, the world, to come and attend Fancy Fest. It is an experience you will never ever forget, and you can take this to the bank. You're going to walk away blessed.
Yes.
You're going to walk away blessed. So please share it, let others know to be a part. So tell us again, the guest speaker.
The guest speaker is Pastor Stephen Brown from Logic in Memphis, Tennessee. He's the pastor of Evangelist Latrice Ryan, who have been there in the past for those who have attended before. He is also the chaplain for the Memphis Grizzlies. That's the basketball team in Memphis, Tennessee.
Wow.
So I'm excited about him coming. I've been under his teaching, and when I say he's amazing, I just know he's going to bring something great. He's excited about coming.
He's excited.
And so I just say, Tri-City area, come on out and hear what God has. And I am so grateful for those who have already registered, because I have gotten a great response. I have gotten great encouragement from some people along the way. So I thank God for you just being obedient and even planning to attend and inviting other people. So I'm excited about that.
Absolutely. Now, 7:30. February 21st.
February 21st is on a Friday night, so you can have time to go home and get dressed there is no special attire. I always tell people to wear what makes them feel fancy.
I
so
like
some
it.
people dress up, some people come in jeans, but come whatever makes you feel good. The event just is solely about positivity and empowering individuals to walk in their purpose. So whatever that looks like for you.
I like that when you said just come and whatever makes you feel fancy.
Yeah, whatever makes you feel
that.
fancy.
And that's you. Be your authentic self.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So tickets, how can people get tickets?
Okay, so you can go to Eventbrite and register and search Fancy Fest 2020. The reason for the registration is to give me a head count. So if you don't register, if you don't get an opportunity, if you don't have access to register, but you have access to Facebook or maybe someone tell you about it, you can still come.
Absolutely.
I just did that so I can have a head count. So you don't have to actually bring a physical ticket in. So if you're debating and don't know whether or not you'll be able to get off work or if you can come, just come. We'll be there. And it's absolutely free. Grab your kids, grab your mama, grab your cousins, and just come and get something positive to feed your soul.
So yes, we want to give them a head count because the Columbus Convention Trade Center, it is a wonderful facility.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that everybody is accounted for so they will have adequate seating for you. There are, you know what? The place is going to be prepared for you. All you have to do is just show up. Just show up. It's like a menu has already been prepared. And all you have to do is
sit and eat.
Sit and eat.
Sit and dine.
Oh my Lord, I love it. I love it. Is there anything else you would like to share before we bring the show to a close?
I just, this event is a God thing. Everything about it, my experience and over the years just with me doing it and hosting it has been a learning lesson for me as well. I always tell people, we share posts on Facebook and we always want to give people advice, but we are the first partakers of everything we put out. When I read someone's post, I read it as if they're saying it to themselves first, and then I receive it. And so with this, I have learned Fancy Fest has been a blessing to me too, because in hosting it, I have found a new confident me. And confidence is free, so it's nothing for anyone to be jealous of. Find your confidence, find your purpose, find out who you are authentically, without the fashion, without the lashes, without all the glam, without a certain material or label. Who you are is who you are when nobody else is around.
That's good.
We think about things that people don't hear. That's you. Don't be afraid to be you, and that's what Fancy Fest is, because when you are authentic, that's who you are designed to be. And so with Fancy Fest, like I said, I'm the first partaker. I have learned so much and I have grown so much over the years, and I just know how God has blessed me, and I want him to do the same for you, and I want you to embrace it and then share it with somebody else and pass it along. So that's what it's all about. Finding a new confident you.
So are people going to Eventbrite to?
You can go to Eventbrite and go in the search, and you can put in Fancy Fest 2020, and it'll populate and generate. You just go in and you just, how many is going to come, and it explains briefly about the event. And if you're curious about the guest speaker, I've had some people tell me they watched him on YouTube, and they enjoyed the message. So I haven't even got a chance, other than just my one-on-one action with him and being a part of his ministry a couple of times. I never went to YouTube to search him. I just know God laid him on my heart. Yeah, and so
and you were obedient.
And I was obedient. And God made provision for every single thing. So I know what he can do.
Praise God.
If you are obedient, he'll do it.
Absolutely.
And I know I got some witnesses out there on Facebook Live and even on the video. I know that God has done some great things for you when you are obedient. So continue to walk in obedience and continue to be you. You can't lose being yourself.
I love it. And you're missing out when you're not.
Right.
You're missing out because you will never be duplicated.
Right.
And replaced. So Why not?
Why
be
not?
the best version of you.
Right.
Hey,
I'm fancy. You can be fancy too.
Exactly. Right. I'm walking in my fanciness. Okay.
Right. Hey.
Because can't nobody do it like me.
Can't nobody do it.
Can't nobody do
Ain't
it like
nobody
you.
want you.
It's
Yeah.
what we want you. You heard her? Yes. Yes. This is what's happening. Okay. So February 21st is a Friday night, 7:30 p.m. at the
Yes.
Columbus Convention and Trade Center. Please go. If it's a group, make that count.
Right.
Be there. You don't want to miss it. It is going to be a blessing.
Right.
And the man of God is going to
Yes.
slay tonight. That's all I can say. I already know it.
I'm ready to receive. I'm already coming with the expectancy myself, so I just know
Absolutely.
somebody else is going to be blessed.
Absolutely. And for those that are watching, people may, because I know it takes a lot to do this.
Yes.
And at the end, if you want to give a donation, please do. It is so worthy.
Right.
It will be a blessing. And it helps her to be able to do this more.
Right.
And I love the fact 3 people will be honored.
3 people will be honored.
In our community.
In our community. Well, no, 2 of them are from our community, and actually one is from Texas.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
And God laid them on my heart.
Praise
and so
God.
you'll
I
get
love
to
it.
see,
You're taking it all to the world.
I'm just obedient to God. When He laid the people on my heart, I just have to be obedient to
Absolutely.
walk in what He tells me to do.
Praise God. Well, we're getting ready to close out today's show, and I'm going to let you look into that camera and just flow as the Holy Spirit will allow you to speak into the people. This song that we're going to close out with is Indescribable by Kiara Shear. Because
what a great word.
when the move of God takes place,
Right.
sometimes it's just indescribable.
It is.
And like I said, it's an experience.
Mm-hmm.
But we want you to have your own experience.
Right.
Because it is life transforming
Right.
when you have that experience.
Right.
And I can speak for myself. I was tremendously blessed. And I just want to thank you for your selfless service, because you can be spending your time and resources somewhere else.
Yes.
But you choose to give back and
Yes.
to help elevate others
Right.
to be a better version of themselves, to
Right.
be who God created them to be.
Yes.
That's what I love about you.
Thank you.
That's what I love about you. And so we as a community, we need to support this
Yes.
any way that you can, because we want to see others blessed. And when I am a firm believer, when you intentionally bless someone else, you better know your
Yes.
return. You will have a return. But you don't do it for something in return.
Right.
But that's just the way God is.
Right.
That's just the way it is.
Right.
So as we get ready to close out, I'm going to let you speak from your heart to the people.
So when I think about the word indescribable, I think about we should never question God. We don't have to understand everything that He has for us to do, but we have to be obedient. And I want to encourage someone on today, just listen to God. God has given you that vision. All you have to do is walk in it. You don't need validation. You don't need nobody else to tell you. All you need to do is be obedient to God and walk in your purpose. Walk in that very thing that He has given you. Write it down. Make the vision plain and just watch it flourish. If you walk in obedience, don't second guess yourself. Understand who you are and that there is a purpose for your life. It's a purpose for your kids' life. And it's so important that we as adults walk in our purpose, because we are the light that our kids see. We are the ones that they look up to and follow our examples. Oftentimes we look at our kids and we say, oh man, that reminds me of myself. You may say it out loud, you may say it to yourself, but just know that if you walk in your purpose, then you're passing that on to the next generation. And so it's so important that we do that along the way. And maybe it's not your child, maybe it's somebody else that looks up to you. You never know who is looking at you, who inspired to be just like you. So I just want to encourage someone else to just understand who you are. Take time. We're busy. We go so much. We want to satisfy everybody else, but we're not satisfied ourselves. We want to put on a face and bring these weights upon ourselves. What I realize is that a lot of things we bring upon ourselves, we blame other people, but nobody can stop you from being you. Wow. Love on yourself. Embrace who you are. Be satisfied with who God created you to be, no matter what walk of life you have experienced, no matter what you have gone through. There is purpose for your life, and you have to know that. You have to understand who you are. I can't say that enough.
Wow.
Knowing who you are make a difference.
Absolutely.
I just know that from experience.
Yes.
You don't need validation. All you need is to listen to God who dwells on the inside of you. No matter what you've done, God still dwells in you. He created you, but it takes you acknowledging him in all your ways. You know, a lot of things we wouldn't do if we acknowledge God first. We wouldn't do them wrong.
Right.
If you listen to God speaking to you and acknowledge him, he will direct your path and everything will go well. I'm a living witness, and I'm just obedient to God, and I thank God for this platform. Absolutely. Just to have the ability to project it out, because who God intends to be there will be there. Absolutely. And I'm so grateful for that, and it will be a life-changing experience.
Praise
so thank
God.
you so much, Loretta. Thank you so much for allowing me this platform to even invite somebody, because somebody that's listening today is going to be there.
Amen.
And when you come, make sure you let me know, hey, I heard you on the Loretta Rose Show.
Thank you.
And I decided to come because I don't think that God does anything unintentionally.
Absolutely.
And so I just believe God, and I trust it. Whether it's 1, 2, 3, hey,
praise God.
If God leads you today to be there, make sure you be
Amen.
there.
So how can people contact you or follow you?
Okay, so I'm on Facebook, Lawdawnda Hughley. I have several pages. I host an event called Staying Together and Never Depart. Staying. I have a page for couples. Yes. I have a page for Lock-ish. I have Review by Fancy, where I review gospel music. You can find me on social media.
Okay.
Fancy the Life Coach on IG. If you want to reach out to me personally, you can go to fancyinspires@gmail. That's FANCYINSPIRES@gmail.com. You can find me.
Absolutely.
I'm fancy.
Well, there you have it. So please, and thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
The blessings is on it. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to today's Tea Show. Our special guest, our inspirational guest, was Mrs. Lafawnda Hughley, Miss Fancy, and she wants you to tap into your fanciness as well. So remember to go out, support it, share it, be a blessing to someone else, encourage someone else. I believe that what we do in the lives of others will be done unto us as well. So remember, just like she said, love on yourself. Love on yourself. How can you truly love someone when you don't even know how to love yourself? Love on yourself and embrace who you are. Be you. And I will close out with this. No, there is a hero in you. And we're going to add that on into today's show, Hero by Mariah Carey. We want to thank you for tuning in to today's show. Remember this, life is all about what you make it. That you put out, it will come back. So remember to always do unto others as you will have them to do unto you. Stay tuned. We have more coming up. And thank you again for tuning in to today's show. You be blessed.